The X-Men are in, most of the Thunderbolts are out, and the Eternals are nowhere to be seen. Today, Marvel announced the cast of Avengers Doomsday over a 5.5 hour period, which I watched all of. And we are here to talk about all of them in a much more efficient fashion. So thank you for joining us here on Talk Punch. I'm Brody, joined by Tudong at the top.
Hey.
And Charlie Hickman squished right in the middle.
Yeah.
That's where I like it.
Charlie sandwich.
All right, so let's go ahead and go through this. So I got a notification today on my phone saying that Marvel was giving a live announcement. I said, oh, that sounds like it would be interesting. And so I clicked on it, and it had Chris Hemsworth's chair just sitting there. And I thought, is this Frozen? And no, it wasn't. They were revealing one chair with the name on the back at a time in about 12 to 15 minutes. And so I thought, well, okay, this will be interesting. Let's see how long this goes. And then it went 5.5 hours. It was, my wife came in and was talking with me, and I said, oh, they've got this big announcement. She said, oh, sorry to interrupt. And I said, nope, it's fine, because this is going on forever.
They're just showing chairs.
I don't know if it was insane or genius. It had people talking about it. We're talking about it.
Hey.
So I don't know, this,
Talk about the announcement.
I will say that for the first time in a while, a Marvel movie feels like it has some hype and some excitement around it, though.
What?
Excitement. People there were like millions of people that watched these chairs go by. And it's exciting because I'm ready for a Marvel movie to be exciting again.
Yes.
All right. So let's go ahead. We're going to go through these ones that they announced, and then we're going to go through some of the ones that I picked out that they didn't announce that maybe we'll see later. Maybe they just aren't going to be in it. We don't know, because this is all we have. So they started out with Chris Hemsworth, Thor. Easy.
Makes sense.
I wasn't sure he was coming back after Love and Thunder, because they kind of wrapped it up with him having a kid now. So I don't know. Sure. Then they went on to Vanessa Kirby. So Sue Storm, Invisible Woman. No real surprise there. Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, Captain America. No surprise there. One thing that I did think was interesting, because next they announced Sebastian Stan. And I said, oh, well, that's kind of I guess he's not going to die in Thunderbolts. And they announced a lot of Thunderbolts, not all of them.
Yeah. They sure did announce a lot, didn't they?
There's Taskmaster is missing. I don't know if any of that is kind of spoiler to what might happen in Thunderbolts, because that's coming out soon and we don't know a whole lot about it.
People have also been saying, because there was like when they see the trailer, they only see Taskmaster in like the early scenes of the movie with the other people. You don't ever see Taskmaster, and they're like, "Thank you for spoiling things." Clearly, Taskmaster dies, and now we're given totally more proof. Not saying that that's happening, because we don't know, but clearly that's what they're trying to say.
Sure. Next, it was actually really funny, because they had all the chairs in a line, and then for Paul Rudd, they went over and there was a little gap. And then they went down, and it was a teeny tiny little chair with Paul Rudd on the back. It was pretty funny. But Paul Rudd is coming back as Ant-Man after the however you want to describe Quantumania. He's back. Hopefully redeem himself.
There was a thirst for more.
Next we get Letitia Wright. So we're getting Shuri, Black Panther.
Good. Yes. Very good. Excellent.
Wyatt Russell is coming back from Thunderbolts and from Falcon and Winter Soldier as John Walker, U.S. agent, which I'm excited about. I liked him in that show, even though I wasn't a fan of the show, but I liked him. Next we had, and I had to look this up because I could not remember who this was, but Tenoch Huerta Mejia as Namor the Submariner. So from Black Panther Wakanda Forever, we're getting him coming back, and he was kind of confirmed to be a mutant, and he is going to be joining a lot of other mutants in this movie as well. Next, we had Eben Moss Bacharach as Ben Grimm the Thing. Again, not a real surprise. I was a little surprised that they had the Fantastic Four so kind of scattered around when other things seem to be a little bit more grouped together. Some things, I guess not everything. But next, we had Simu Liu as Shang-Chi, which, Dylan, did I say that right?
Shimu Liu, but yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I'm glad. I was waiting to hear from Shang-Chi here.
Were you guys surprised? Are you guys surprised that we're hearing from him?
I'm happily surprised. Very happily surprised.
I'm not surprised. I'm still a little surprised we never got a sequel, I guess.
They
haven't like known what to do with it. Was maybe the last standalone, like really kind of disconnected Marvel film that we're ever going to get.
Sure.
Like it didn't really like play into other things really. I mean, it had some elements of like some of the other movies, but
Shang-Chi is interesting because I always forget that it exists. I'll think back to stuff and I'm like, oh yeah, Shang-Chi has a movie. And even here, I was like, mostly.
He was Ken and Barbie. I'm glad he's coming back.
Oh, I like him.
Worried that they were going to forget about him too. I was like, come on, give me some more Shang-Chi.
Don't get me wrong.
Don't worry, Brody. Your girl will be back. Even though she wasn't mentioned. It's
like Shang-Chi. I like Shang-Chi. I'm glad that another character was not mentioned, but we'll talk about her a little bit later. But
I'll be back.
I was happy to see him, his name show up. Next, we had Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova, White Widow. You know, Black Widow movie. What?
Did you call her the White Widow? Yeah, that's racist.
No, she's the White Widow. What are you talking about?
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't know that. That's interesting, but it's not racist.
No, she's fine. So she's not dying in Thunderbolts. Shocker. I didn't think she would die. The next one, the next one got a pop from me. Okay. Kelsey Grammer. Now I know that we saw Kelsey Grammer at the end post stinger credit scene at the Marvels, which I was very happy with the way he looked.
Boy right there.
But seeing Kelsey Grammer pop up, that one got me and I was like, oh. So
they had to put off, filming Frasier because they're going to bring it back. I don't care what anybody says. They're bringing it back.
Canceled. Sorry,
season. Not canceled. It's just a hiatus. They're hiating.
It went to a farm to live out its days, so where some player could really stretch its legs.
Kelsey Grammer probably signed like a 9-picture deal. So. Okay, next we have Lewis Pullman as Robert Bob Reynolds, aka the Sentry. So I wasn't sure how they were going to handle Sentry in Thunderbolts, but whatever they do, we know that he's coming back. Next we had Danny Ramirez. This was another one where I was like, who is that? And that's the new Falcon from Falcon and that have first appeared in Falcon Winter Soldier and now is in Brave New World as Falcon. Joseph Quinn, as Johnny Storm, Human Torch, not a surprise there. David Harbour. I'm glad to see David Harbour coming back. That means that Red Guardian is not dying. And that makes me happy because
kill the Red Guardian.
He probably is. It would make sense if he was like in a dream or something, and like the White Widow's dreams of him. That's the only one that would make sense. Like nobody else is dreaming any of these other people.
David Harbour can stick around for a long time because Red Guardian is a great Halloween costume for me. I can't do too many with the big beard, but Red Guardian works.
Have you done that yet?
Not yet, but I want to. I just need to 3D print my helmet. So, okay. Next up, Winston Duke. So M'Baku from the Black Panther movies. Happy to see him back. Hannah John Kamen is Ava Star Ghost from originally from Ant-Man and Wasp.
Ant-Man and Wasp.
and now in Thunderbolts, so she's living through that one. Tom Hiddleston was an interesting one because after season
That was
two,
surprising.
after season
low key
two,
surprising for sure.
it seemed like he kind of had this place. You know,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure we were going to see Loki again when he kind of took his place inside that God of Stories area. So I was happy to see him. So the next like group was it just every time a name popped up, I was bouncing in my seat. Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
So we get our Charles Xavier, Professor X.
Patrick Stewart.
Who was mentioned in that scene with Beast that we talked about, and also appeared in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So we have seen Patrick Stewart. And as they went from chair to chair, they played like little tunes, like their little theme music.
Oh, nice.
A lot of them, I was like, I don't know what that is. But for
the X-Men one was very recognizable.
The X-Men one, they played like, the X-Men 97, and I was like, okay. So that is exciting because we're getting Patrick Stewart. The next one completely caught me up by surprise, and that was Ian McKellen. I had no clue that they were bringing Ian McKellen back as Magneto. Right. I mean, I you know, they're not going to bring him back as somebody else. He's going to be Magneto.
He's been saying he's not doing it again. He's like, I'm 90 years old and you shall not.
He's very old.
Can't do it like
he's very old.
He's 86, but yes.
He's very old. I mean, you know, you think back that him and Patrick Stewart played these characters, you know, 26 years ago. And they were old then. So but I'm excited to see Patrick Stewart. I will admit, a little sad that it's not Michael Fassbender, because I do have a special place in my heart for that Michael Fassbender Magneto. But I'm okay with Ian McKellen. Another one caught me completely off guard. Alan Cumming.
Yeah, that's nuts.
What the heck?
I heard that one and I was like, what?
Where did this come from? We haven't seen Nightcrawler since X2 X-Men United.
He was so great.
He's
great as Nightcrawler. He hated all the prosthetic makeup.
He's coming back. Hey, you know, he's been great in the US version of The Traitors. So maybe he's just looking to get back into some makeup. Rebecca Romijn is coming back as Mystique. Another nice. Surprise. I had no clue that they were doing any of this. I am really curious to see how they design Mystique. Do you think it's going to be naked Mystique?
Yeah.
Or do you think they're going to put like the white dress on her?
Probably white dress.
I hope it's the white dress. To be honest, I hope it's the white dress. James Marsden is back. Hey, you know, great. He's after being killed off screen in X-Men 3 and then coming back for the end of Days of Future Past, we get our James Marsden Cyclops. We do not get our Famke Jensen Jane Grey though, which is interesting. The next one, Channing Tatum. Charlie, you don't like this, do you?
Oh, I hate this. I hate this so much.
Did you not like him in Deadpool and Wolverine?
I liked him parroting the fact that he was a terrible Gambit in Deadpool and Wolverine. Like playing like, oh, let's make fun of the fact that I was the worst Gambit they could have possibly chosen, and that it was a horrible idea, and that it ended the possibility that this character could appear in a live action film for multiple decades. But yeah, let's bring him back again now.
I liked him in Deadpool. And I'm a big fan of Gambit.
As a parody of himself. That's like, it was great seeing him as a parody of himself. It was great seeing
he was not good at when he was good when he was parodying himself. I don't even know if I come from a
he's a funny guy. I mean, Channing Tatum's a likable guy. He's got a lot of charisma. He's a funny dude. Look, all of these old X-Men people here, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how they're going to do this, but I'm not excited about it. I don't want to see 85 and 86-year-old and 70-year-old dudes. Is it supposed to be Secret Wars? Are they going to battle? Are we going to see CGI bodied Ian McKellen and CGI bodied Patrick Stewart? we're hoping that they even live long enough to finish the shoot. Like, this is like, they can't be in more than this. Like, you can't plan 5 years from now when he's 92 years old. Oh yeah, this will be great 5 years from now when we film another thing. This has to be some kind of like one dimension, or they're from the future and they go away. Like, this cannot be the main. I want X-Men, Brody, like a living, breathing X-Men team, good X-Men movies,
Sure.
just like the X-Men 97 show. And you can't give that to me with 70-year-old, I love Kelsey Grammer, 70-year-old Kelsey Grammer is like the young guy on the team. We get like, it's all 60-year-olds and 70-year-olds and 80-year-olds. Like, that's not sustainable. Gambit's like, oh, look how young I am. I'm like 49. Look at me.
Yeah, you've got a point. And honestly, I don't think that these X-Men are going to live through this, which is kind of sad that they're bringing them back just to kill them off. They kind of had a nice ending at Days of Future Past, but
it was nice. And then they had a nice ending for Tatum and Deadpool.
So,
And Wolverine.
So yeah, we'll see. But it, you know what? It got me with the announcement when the name popped up. It got me, and I popped for it.
Like, there's a universe where they do some really cool stuff with this, and I'm excited. But like, if this is all the X-Men live action we're getting, I'm gonna
I doubt it.
Oh,
I don't think that this is our next 10 years of X-Men.
Well, it can't be the next 10 years. Like, I mean, no offense to Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart. I hope they live long, happy lives, but I can't imagine them being 97 years old and starring in a Marvel movie. But
Sure. Yeah, I know.
maybe.
Yeah.
Science.
CGI.
I mean, that sounds terrible. I mean, poor them. That's like elder abuse, I think, at some point. If you're dragging them out and making them do that at some point.
Making them.
Can you imagine being in your 90s and then like the grueling shoot of like a Marvel movie, like, and doing all the green screen stuff? Oh, come on now. They'd be wheeling them out there. 97? 97.
97 is old.
I mean, you could have Stan Lee walk on and he's like, I said a one-liner, and that's great.
Sure.
But they weren't like asking Stan Lee to star in a movie. When was the last 97-year-old to star in an action movie? Look it up, Dylan. Get the research team on it.
Okay. While Dylan does that, we're going to continue on with the list. So after that, we had Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, rounding out the Fantastic Four, right? We got all four. And then we had Robert Downey Jr. kind of walk along the line of chairs, sit in his own chair. Interestingly, kind of turned to the camera and gave a shush. And then stood up and kind of went whoop, to show off the chairs.
Because it's a secret war.
That's true.
Maybe it's a secret war. Maybe because right after that, they said that Avengers Doomsday is in production. So, maybe like quiet on set. I don't know.
That's fair.
It was interesting. And I was like, it's an interesting thing to do. Just tell us to be quiet. I've been sitting here for 5.5 hours. What do you mean? Why are you telling me to be quiet, man? Jeez. So it was exciting. It was kind of a fun thing to do. I know it went on a doggone long time, but I was honestly kind of into it. It was kind of a fun thing to just kind of be working and then hear a little, musical jingle start up. And it's like, ooh, who's the name going to be every 15 minutes or so? So that was fun. But I do also want to talk with you guys about the names that we did not see on here.
Yeah.
So we've compiled this list of actors and characters that were not listed, and some of them I think are pretty surprising. So they did not list Chris Evans as Captain America. Maybe give it like a thumbs up for a surprise or a thumbs down for a no surprise. Chris Evans.
No surprise. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I was surprised. I thought we were getting. Ooh, Charlie even gets the little air bubble.
Yeah, sorry. If you make me do thumbs, you're going to get lots of air bubbles.
All right, we can skip the thumbs. That's fine.
All
right, Benedict Cumberbatch. Surprised or not surprised?
Oh yeah.
I was surprised. I thought we would get a Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Tom Holland.
That's really surprising.
I was surprised on that one. Tobey Maguire, not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised either.
Andrew Garfield,
Someone was saying on at this heavy spoiler channel that like they were like surprised. They're like, he's gonna surprise us, and I was just like, interesting.
Yeah.
At the next two, I'm they're gonna totally be there. Come on, that's ridiculous.
yeah, the Spider-Man, Tom Holland, I'm a little surprised about. The other two, I'm kind of like Sony may do something with them. I don't know that Marvel's going to do anything else with them.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
Big
Yeah,
surprise.
surprising.
Interesting that they brought back all these other old X-Men, but left
Mhm.
Wolverine off, even though we've seen now Wolverine kind of exist in this universe. So
Yeah.
I was very surprised there. Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool.
Exceedingly surprised. I mean, these two have got to be in it. They made like $1 billion with their last movie together. They got to be in there somehow.
I mean, we had the Thor Deadpool little scene that Deadpool kept asking about in the Deadpool Wolverine movie. And now Deadpool's
that's right.
not
That's
going to
right.
be in a movie with Thor. I don't know.
They got to save some surprises.
I'm not-
Unless you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I even believe that he's not going to be in the movie. I feel like he's got to be. Halle Berry's Storm.
I'm not surprised.
Not surprised?
I'm
I
not
forgot she
surprised.
wasn't in the last Deadpool.
It seemed like the things didn't end on like a positive note with her and the. There's like they lied to her about that chunk of script that was in there, and
That
there
was
like, there
X-Men
some, like,
3. And then she came back
Yeah.
for Days of Future Past.
yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Mark Ruffalo and Hulk.
Yeah, I don't believe that either. I think he's going to be there. I'm surprised, but I don't believe it.
He's got to be there, right? He was there for
Mhm.
She-Hulk.
Mhm.
He's got a son now that's in the Marvel universe, but
Yeah,
he's
Hulk
not going to
Jr.
be in this movie. So I don't know. It was interesting. Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye.
Good. That's fine. I'm not surprised. I forgot. I actually thought that. Oh shoot. What is
Kate
it, Haley
Bishop?
Steinfeld? I thought she was just taking over as Hawkeye. I thought he was done.
I think that's going to be its own thing of like Young Avengers, which they didn't announce any of them. No Young
Yeah,
Avengers.
none of them are in here. I was a little bit surprised. I thought Miss Marvel might be in here.
Yeah.
But I guess
Yeah.
we'll get to her.
So Charlie, are you happy about Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye not being listed?
It's a lot of characters. I don't know how they're gonna pull this off. It's so many characters. I'm not sure that after you read that whole list that there's a whole lot of like, man, you know what this is missing? 7 more people.
Oh, right.
Like if only. I mean, now if you tell me I could sub in some people from this list, then now we're talking. Because
Okay.
I'd sub in some Ruffalo, and I'd sub in some Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds and some others.
Mm.
Sure.
But I'm not allowed to sub in. So
We also
yeah,
did not get Evangeline Lilly's Wasp, so we got our Ant-Man, but no Wasp.
I liked her portrayal of the Wasp. The last 2 movies she was in, I thought she was really good. I was surprised. I was surprised.
We also didn't get Catherine Newton, Cassie Lang after Quantumania.
I'm
not
trying to
surprised by
forget.
that.
Not surprised by that.
That recasting was terrible.
Yeah, that didn't end up well.
Missing a Jon Favreau. We're missing Happy Hogan. He was there for Deadpool.
I know that's the point, Dylan. Dylan loves when Happy Hogan is showing up.
I'm wondering why Jon Favreau always tries to get his characters to be such jerks. If I was Spider-Man, I seriously would have just like pulled him up close and been like, "Do you realize I'm Spider-Man? I'm gonna crush you with one finger, bro." He said like really like mean things, and I'm like, "What are you doing, man? You're great. You're charming. Stop it."
So are you saying that you're happy that he's not in the movie?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not too surprised because Iron Man's not going to be in it. So I'm like, I'm
That's
not
true.
surprised.
And same thing with Gwyneth Paltrow and Pepper Potts, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Charlie, were you going to say? It looked like you were going to say something.
Well, and we got no Spider-Man. I mean, he's like Hogan's like the people that Hogan's connected to seem out. So
He's not connected to Spider-Man anymore. He has no idea who Spider-Man is now.
Oh,
well, not
I guess
connected
that's
anymore,
true.
but I mean,
It's true.
but he sure was connected to his aunt for a little while,
That's
Until she
Who's
broke
now
up with
passed
him. Yeah.
and then got killed. But that's neither here nor there.
We didn't get Iman Vellani, the Miss Marvel, so that was a little surprising because she was just in the movie. But we didn't
Yeah.
get any of the Marvels, really. I'll
Yeah.
jump around the list a little bit. Well, we also didn't get Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. That is very surprising to me. And we didn't get Tiana Paris as Monica Rambeau.
Monica
Yeah.
Rambeau.
Rambeau.
it is surprising, and it's kind of not because it's. I mean, yeah,
They
I
just
can
had
see
a
how
movie.
they're gonna.
I mean, Monica Rambeau was the one that went over into the X-Men's universe.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's surprising, and yet at the same time, it's not exactly surprising. Like, they're distancing themselves, but I mean, it sucks because they should be in it. You'd think they would be in it, especially Miss Marvel.
And I just even thought of somebody else. We're not getting any Benedict Wong as
Oh yeah, no Wong.
we're not getting any Wong.
It seems like a lot of the side characters seem like they're all getting kind of cut out.
But if I think about the end of Shang-Chi, we had Wong bringing Shang-Chi in, talking
and
with Captain Marvel, talking with
Mark Ruffalo's Hulk.
Hulk, and they were kind of, it seemed like they were setting something up. There was like a
Yeah.
beacon, and who's the beacon communicating with? I don't know if that's all just dropped and gone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back up a couple, we mentioned Famke Jensen's Jean Grey. We're not getting no Elizabeth Olsen, so no Scarlet Witch.
Now, I'm not saying anything about the actress, but I'm glad Scarlet Witch is like dead. She was a
She's not
villain,
dead.
and then when they try and make her into a hero, she's not a hero.
She's not. What are you talking about? She was always a hero. I mean, not always, but
But
Muse killed 60 people, and that blows your mind. She killed the entire, like, all of the people with Doctor Strange, and that's.
and Jean Grey killed
isn't
planets as the
Muse. She's
Phoenix.
a villain.
It's okay.
Villain.
It's okay.
Villain. If they try and bring her back as a hero, guess what? Villain.
Nah, she'll be a hero. All right. We mentioned Brie Larson, Captain Marvel, Don Cheadle's Rhodey. Now
The real Rhodey now.
The real is it the real Rhodey? Because we had Secret
He's
Invasion Rhodey, Skrull Rhodey.
Yeah, but he left. I thought. Now they have real Rhodey back, don't they?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
there's
Oh.
never in the history of movies been a project that was made worse when Don Cheadle came on board. So only better. So if
Good. Yes. There we go. Yes.
so I'm
That's
I'm
the
a little disappointed that he's not in it because
Sure.
you
That
can.
sucks.
It's like the cowbell sketch from Saturday Night. I just need to give me more Cheadle.
More Cheadle.
Yeah.
I need more. I got a fever, and the only cure is more Cheadle.
Absolutely.
No Samuel L. Jackson, so we get no Nick Fury on this one.
Yeah, that was a little surprising.
That's really surprising.
I'm surprised by that one. Yeah.
So they got to be playing with like timelines and things, right? We're just going to be bouncing
Or universes or something like that. There's an
universes,
incursion.
timelines.
There's an incursion. Which also, again, where's Doctor Strange if there's an incursion?
Sure. Yeah. He was just dealing with that in Multiverse of Madness. No Paul Bettany Vision, which I guess would at this point would be White Vision, right? After WandaVision.
That's not racist. But yeah, he's just been flying around with Vision's memories, and nobody is like, hey, well, you'd think Wanda would be like, come back here and we can have kids actually, but I don't want to have kids. I just want to go snatch them from some other place. What do you mean give birth? But Vision's been flying around. I don't know where he's been.
Nobody knows where he
very shocked
is.
about that.
There is the Vision Quest. I think that's still happening. Vision Quest TV show. So maybe they're just saving them for that.
Yeah, probably.
None of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, maybe it's just because Gunn is gone, but like none. We don't have any Chris Pratt, no Star-Lord, no Mantis, no Gamora. Like I think we all knew that Drax wasn't coming back. Batista's pretty
I think
much.
Gamora, like Zoe Saldana said, I mean, she said they could recast it, but she's as her, she's not going to play it.
Oh, she's done. Okay. No Eternals. So they kind of
Good.
brought in some of that Eternals stuff with the Brave New World, but as far as we know, the Eternals themselves are gone. Even though they had a stinger with Star Fox, they announced Star Fox, but nothing happening there. Eternals are dead, and honestly, probably better for it. No, so I just wrote in Disney Plus shows. So we got no She-Hulk,
No Matt Murdock.
no Moon Knight, no Matt Murdock, no Echo, no all of the young Avengers.
Yeah, no young Hawkeye, no Haley Steinfeld Hawkeye.
No no
being
Agatha, like none of those. So. And lastly, and what was actually quite a relief for me was no Katie. We get no Aquafina. It was not announced. I can't tell you what I would have done if Aquafina's name was on the back of one of those chairs. I would have lost my mind.
The disrespect, you even did her name backwards on here compared to everyone else.
Did
Just out of disdain.
I did. I think
you refused to put the actress's name in bold. You're like, I will not.
I didn't mean to do that.
I will lowercase her name.
I think because
unbolded.
I've got all these normal names and then like these crazy code names, and I think maybe just my mind like crossed it where I'm like, Katie is a normal name and Aquafina is not. I didn't realize I did that. But yeah, Katie's not coming back. Hopefully ever.
No, Katie.
She'll come back.
She's coming back. She'll be in it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You guys and your irrational hatreds. I love it.
Hey, I'm not I know how to do archery real well after 2 hours.
Come on.
I know. There's people out there that like her.
That do this.
If you like her, I'm glad that you like her. It doesn't mean I have to, though. Okay, so so there we go. Like that is that's the announced list. Do you guys have any thoughts on any of this? I know we kind of touched on some of the X-Men stuff and things like that. How about your biggest surprise? What's your biggest surprise?
He said he hated wearing that prosthetics. That shocked me. Like I was shocked. Like I was like, what? He was in one movie. Patrick Stewart's been in several other ones. Even McKellen has as well, but he was in one. He's like, nope.
I also have a feeling that like the makeup and prosthetics has probably come a long way since 2003.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to CGI me up.
Honestly, he could just be a full CGI motion capture thing, like Beast and Hulk and all that. I don't know.
I'm fine with that. Alan Cummings' voice, he rocked as Nightcrawler.
He was great.
I was like, I get it. It sucks not doing it, but he was so cool.
Charlie, biggest surprise?
Yeah, I think my biggest just surprise is how bloated the cast is already. That's like 27 names.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And we're already sitting here going, well, there's going to be more. There's going to be. I have no idea what the story is going to be. But like, my goodness, like this is ambitious, and to like come from like hey, we haven't done an Avengers movie in a while, and we haven't had like a lot of success with our movies, and we'll see how Thunderbolts did, but Brave New World was not a hit. Like the movies have been kind of reeling. They really need Fantastic Four to be good.
Yes, they do.
Can you imagine if that's kind of like and then they're like, oh great, now we got you excited. You've hated every movie we've done for the last 2 years. Here's a new one with 30 characters. Enjoy.
Last 5 years, it feels
like. Yeah. It's I'm. But you're absolutely right when you said at the beginning. I am curious.
Mm-hmm.
I am interested in seeing this. I'm interested to see how they're going to pull it off. So like on that front, they've really succeeded. Like this was. This was something that was not really on my radar, and then now I'm like, okay, all right, you have my attention, sir.
Yeah,
let's. What are you gonna do?
Totally. Yeah, there's a lot to do here. There's a lot to work with, and yeah, I'm not sure. not all of these can be like main storyline
No.
people. This is some of these people have got to be side character cameo. Like, are they going to announce this stuff for cameos? I don't know. But
I hope so. Like, I hope Channing Tatum just walks on and he's like, "Hey, I'm still alive from that fight in Deadpool Wolverine," and then like a house falls on them, and then it's like,
oh, poor Channing Tatum.
It was only a house. I don't know what accent this is.
"Hey,
No, that's
it
a
is
real
I,
accent.
Gambit. I am from Eastern European Louisiana, and I'm here to tell you I've got a
He grew up like in Louisiana. He could do the accent.
Why does he talk like that? It was a very. I mean, come on, bro. Come on.
The guy who does the voice for the animated X-Men is like younger than Channing Tatum and looks like Gambit. Just get him
Really?
to be the light.
It's true. It's true.
He
Yeah.
looks like freaking Gambit. Like
It's
he looks like
true.
he's a cosplayer doing Gambit. And also, he does incredible voice work sounding like Gambit. Just cast him as Gambit. There, I solved the problem. We don't need Channing Tatum. This movie is not lacking stars.
It's true.
It's not like, oh, I was on the fence, but Channing Tatum's in it. I guess I'll go check it out. There's like, it's just a nonstop cavalcade of stars. Let's just get some good actors in there who can do the roles the right way. I'm never getting a good Gambit in a movie. And I'm getting Channing Tatum now in 3 movies.
3?
I'm never getting Gambit.
They're giving
3?
2?
No, 3. This
He's
is
in
going to be
both?
his 3rd time playing Gambit in a movie.
What was the second time?
The Deadpool Wolverine.
Okay,
He
what was
appeared
the
in a-
first
He
time?
was in a helicopter in the Wolverine movie, or whichever one. He was like
not
in a helicopter scene.
What? What are you talking
Helicopter scene. What are you
Channing
talking
Tatum
about? Channing Tatum is
Helicopter.
Gambit?
he was only in Deadpool and
Helicopter scene.
Wolverine. No helicopter scene. He was
Helicopter
only in
scene.
one. This is the second time. He
I
wasn't
don't know
in
Any
what-
helicopter scene.
I
I'm just going to
have
keep saying.
no
No
Helicopter
idea
scene.
what you're talking about.
Helicopter scene. Look it up. Helicopter scene.
No, there was
no helicopter.
the other guy that played Gambit.
All right. Well, the other guy was terrible too. Whichever guy. Oh, what was that guy's name? Whoever.
Taylor something?
Yeah.
Taylor Lautner.
No, it wasn't
No,
Taylor
no.
Lautner.
Taylor
No.
Swift. Taylor
No,
Swift.
it was the guy that
Oh.
played John Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Channing Tatum.
No, that wasn't Channing. All right. We're going to finish this one up.
Anyway.
So,
Helicopter scene.
helicopter scene. Go watch the helicopter scene with Channing Tatum's Gambit from the first time.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
AI it for you.
Taylor Kish, by the way. Taylor Kish.
Taylor Kish. Thank you, Two Dog. That was going to bug
Oh
me.
gosh. No, but now I have to remember that guy exists. So thanks a lot.
Yes,
well, that's
you're
all right.
welcome.
We'll go ahead and wrap this up so that you can think about something else. All right, Charlie.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, let us know who you're excited about, who you were surprised by, who you're disappointed is not in the original cast list. What do you think it's even going to be about? Did you enjoy Channing Tatum in the helicopter scene? Let us know below. We want to hear from you, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Click below that beautiful beard. It's a beautiful beard. Dylan calls it scraggly. It's not scraggly. It's beautiful.
His beard's not scraggly. It's beautiful.
Helicopter scene.
Rambo.